Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Today we are playing Jade Druid. Thank you to All Hail Tony for this deck. It is a wild mode deck, of course, and I'm going to keep this introduction short and sweet. The logic behind the deck is very simple. Survive until the end game, shuffle Jade Idols into your deck, and then play them and win the game. That's the simple logic behind it. This deck is reasonable against aggro because you've got things like Swipe, Spreading Plague, poison seeds, so you've got ways of gaining armour too, so survival is key there. Against control decks you simply try and outlast them with your Jade cards and armouring up through Malfurion. So this deck is what I would call a solid all-round deck on the ladder. I also think it is particularly good against combo druid because you can armour up out of range of their combo if you do it quickly enough. So let's have a look at our first game, and we're going up against a shaman. Now this is an even shaman who decided to devolve twice on one turn. And the result was a whole load of 1/1s on my board.
Let's see.
With me facing down a 4-mana 7/7. Even Shaman is one of those decks that can absolutely wreck us because the pace, the speed at which they can bring out big threats like 4-mana 7/7s, like things from below, which are 5/5s. The speed and the pace, the quickness at which they can bring those cards out can mean that you just don't have enough tools to deal with them when they hit the board. Unlike something like an aggro paladin, for example, which may flood the board with 1/1s, but you have cards like Swipe, even your hero power, those are often enough to deal with small threats, even something like Spreading Plague. You know, 1/5 taunts contest 1/1s very well. Whereas with even Shaman, the threats they play early are so big that a Swipe may not be enough to kill a Sea Giant, for example. So yeah, even Shaman is a bit of a problematic deck compared to other aggressive decks. But when you're at 17 health and your opponent is running out of cards, 18 health, and your opponent is running out of cards, and you have Ultimate Infestation in your hand for a refill, you have Spreading Plague to block more of his threats when he's used both devolves, you're in a good position. And when they are forced to crackle a minion instead of your face, and it doesn't kill the minion, you know you've won the game. You know you've won the game. So Ultimate Infestation here seems sensible. I mean, there are other options on this turn, you know, but UI seemed like the most attractive option. And to prove how brave I am here, I'm going face rather than trading. I'm usually a very defensive player, for those of you that have watched my videos in the past, and I like trading because I feel safe when I do it. But here I feel no need whatsoever. I'm thinking, how are you going to kill me? Right, you're going to go wide on the board. That's your plan for lethal, eh? Well, I have a Spreading Plague to counter that. Well, Spreading Plague may not even be necessary here. We also have a Swipe. Maybe Plague is better, though. Along with Swipe, of course. Spreading Plague gives us a defensive wall. Swipe removes the majority of his board. And we're going to go face again. We kill the healing totem. Deviating on our strategy there. Because why not? Hey, why not? We're in such a commanding position. Why take any risks, was my line of thinking there. But yeah, this game is now over because we're going to buff our board up. That's +2 and another +2.
I must attack the taunt.
Oh, there's a taunt minion in the way. Not anymore. And that's lethal. Feels amazing. Yeah. Not sure what I was thinking there. Going face on one turn and then trading on the other, but hey ho. Okay, this next game is against a priest. And at this juncture, I was feeling pretty good about getting all of these Jade Idols. I'd worked very, very hard to shuffle them into my deck. The only thing I was worried about, though, was the fact that this priest, he's not Big Priest, firstly, but he had played Draconoid Operative, which is scary, because if he had picked a Jade Idol, then he could start to go infinite, like me. And that would then change the entire complexion of the game, that would change the strategy, that would change all of the dynamics. But at this juncture, he hasn't shown, or hasn't made me think that he's stolen a Jade Idol. So I'm going all in here. I'm not committing too much to the board, because what I'm afraid of is Psychic Scream. So 3 large Jade Golems seems sufficient here. They certainly contest his minions. But what I did not expect to see was this. Shadow Reaper Anduin removes my entire board and leaves his board intact. Feels terrible. And he's doing a fair amount of damage here to my face. Happy to use a Poison Seeds there. So, we play a couple more golems and say, okay, what are you going to do to deal with them? But this is a priest with a lot of cards in hand, so there are going to be multiple removal tools there. And look at my health total. Just over a couple of turns, he's managed to do a ridiculous amount of damage. So I need to armour up now, and I need to try and armour up as often as possible. I played Spreading Plague there, just to get something on the board. I don't know if it was the correct play. My hope is that he'd expend hero powers trying to deal with that 1/5. It can eat up 3 shots from his hero power, but nah, he's smart. He's targeting my face. He knows that face is indeed the place. Although, maybe he's not sure. Oh, he's sure. And in hindsight, playing that Spreading Plague was a bad move, because it's allowed him to activate Shadow Word Pain and get another hero power shot to my face. It feels terrible.
The shadows grow short.
And I was going to say, there is a 13/13 on the board. How are you going to deal with it? Just casually. Corrupting Mist. Of course. Of course, the Ungoro pack gives him useful things. Of course. So, again, forced to armour up, and all we can play is a measly 2/2. Can't afford to pay 10 there to play a Jade Golem. We had to hero power. We had to armour up. Our health total is just way too low here. And he's probably feeling pretty good about himself at this juncture. His health total is relatively high. I've not been able to develop any substantial Jade threats, or I've not been able to get them to stick. That's the key. And him opening an Ungoro pack has scared me a little bit. What's even more scary, though, is the potential for Mind Blast. wonder if he runs 2 copies of Mind Blast. And that 7/7 is something he stole from me a few turns ago. Now the choice is between armour up or go face. And I'm actually going to go face. I'm saying to him, right, okay, if you can deal with that, if you can easily deal with that 1/5 taunt and then push 7 to my face and then hero power a few times, I'm probably dead. If you can't deal with that 1/5, you'll have to trade the 7/7 in which case I'm then in a good position to potentially kill you on the following turn with my hero power. Can he deal with a 14/14? No, he can't, but he puts an 11/11 on the board, and that's game over. Did he know that I had a 10-cost golem in hand? No, he had no idea. He probably thought that was a Jade Idol. But that's game over. Dirty Rat actually lost him the game. Usually Dirty Rat wins you games. It lost him this game. Wow. Feels amazing. Alright. Let's look at a final clip here. And we are going up against Combo Druid. Now, one of the reasons that I'm playing Jade Druid is to try and counter Combo Druid. How do you counter Combo Druid with this deck? Well, you armour up massively. You armour up to the point where their combo can't kill you. And then you play something like Poison Seeds to disrupt their board, their big board that they play as a result of combo. Now, against this Druid, we have not seen Psych Melon yet. If they have Psych Melon on 4 and Ramp on 5 and 6, you're probably dead, because at that point, you may not have had a chance to armour up. If you're lucky, you may have got Branching Paths on 4, and Branching Paths on 4 can give you a double shot, a double dose of armour. That could possibly be enough to stave off a kill from their combo. I think it depends on how many combo pieces they draw. Like if they get Brann, for example, and a return to hand effect in hand, you're probably dead then. I'd have to do the math, I'm not entirely sure. But here, happy to play Branching Paths to get both shots of armour. Don't want to draw any cards here. Just focused on armouring up to get myself out of combo range. So that's the logic behind my plays and my decision making there. If they don't get Psych Melon, then they have to discover their combo pieces the old-fashioned way. They just have to draw into them slowly. And that gives you the time to armour up. That gives you the time to get out of range. But there it is. There's Psych Melon. So he draws the combo pieces. Let's see when he's going to pull the trigger. So if you're a combo druid and you don't get Psych Melon on 4, against most other classes you still win, because you just clear their board, you just play board clears, spreading plagues, and you discover your combo pieces naturally, and then you still win the game. But going up against any class that can armour up massively, so warrior or another druid, you're then running into a problem, because the longer you wait, the more armor they gain, and the harder it is to kill them with your combo. Now, at this juncture, maybe he thinks I'm another combo druid. because he's seen Spreading Plague. Sorry, he's seen Oaken Summons. He's seen Branching Paths. He's about to see a Jade Blossom. But then, other decks that are not Jade Druid, they play Jade Blossom too, just for ramp. Doesn't mean they play Jade cards. So maybe he still thinks I'm some kind of a combo druid. Maybe not a Star Aligner Druid, maybe he thinks I'm a Togwaggle Druid that plays Jade Blossom for ramp. But yeah, he's going to be in for a bit of a surprise soon, once my Jade cards start coming down onto the board. The drawback of playing Jade Druid is it's ridiculously slow. It takes a long time to do anything. And there's his combo. Aviana, Kun, Medivh, and oh god, there's Brann. And that's what you don't want to see, because he's now going to get 14 damage with every Star Aligner here that he plays. And there goes my poor armour. And he's going to play it again. That's another 14 damage. He probably felt it was the best time to trigger the combo. Just to get the board presence going, even if he couldn't kill me. He's now banking on the fact that I don't have Spreading Plague in hand. But what I do have is I have Poison Seeds and Spreading Plague. And that is going to be enough to disrupt him. So, do I play the Spellstone? I'm actually going to play the Spellstone just to remove one thing from the board here. One small thing from the board. I think it's worth doing. So, against Combo Druid, Armour Gain is good. Drawing Poison Seeds and Spreading Plague is really good. I guess I got lucky in that I had all of those cards in my hand, ready to use. And his armor total looks especially high here, but in the end, he's going to fatigue. Because I'm going to be able to outlast him. He's going to fatigue. And I'll then start building up my Jade Golem threats. And it'll be game over for him. Swipe helps a little bit, I guess. It weakens my my taunts. Ugh, Divine Shield minion, super annoying. Yeah, Swipe is a massive help. Weaken my taunts, so he only needed 2 trades into each one to kill him. Fandrel does a little bit of work here, not a huge amount. We get to shuffle some Jade Idols into our deck and build a Jade Golem on the board. But what I really need here is Armour Gain. That's what I really need. I need Malfurion. Now, I have another Spreading Plague in hand, but I'm going to hold on to it. And I'm going to use it as a last-ditch desperation measure. We're able to remove a large portion of his board. He's still going to have to work quite hard to get through, and he may be eyeing up Fandrel and thinking, oh, do I leave that alive?
I'll put it on your head.
There's a second Brewmaster. And he plays the Skulker. Removes 2 minions. Did he think that the Skulker was going to remove the taunts as well? Was that a miscalculation? Or was that just trying to get some stuff on board, get board presence going? Interesting. Probably had nothing else to do in his hand. Because once the combo is depleted, there really aren't many threats that they have left. They just have mostly spells. which isn't going to do very much once I get my golems going. And I know I keep referring to that, once I get my golems going. Jade Druid is very, very slow. You have to wait a long time to do anything at all. Comparatively, Combo Druid is now very quick. Used to be slow, but due to Psych Melon, it's ridiculously quick. I mean, I know they had Nourish before to draw cards, I know, but Psych Melon on 4 is just disgusting, because it draws specific combo pieces, which Nourish didn't do. Nourish could draw any cards, so yeah. Psych Melon has sped up Combo Druid's chances of finding combo, whereas my Jade Druid here is very, very slow, until you find cards like Ultimate Infestation, which then speeds things up a bit. Yeah. We still feel relatively comfortable at our health total here. I mean, what kills us? How much of a problem is swipe, for instance?
The stars align.
Oh, the stars align. There's the second Star Aligner. He didn't have that when he pulled off his combo. If he'd had it, would we have been dead? Possibly. Possibly. But this druid still thinks he can win this battle through board presence. My health total is somewhat low here. Am I forced to poison seeds is the question. Am I forced to poison seeds? I could play the golem. We could kill the 4/3, play the Oaken Summons, we get nothing. And I'm just going to summon a golem. Not even going to armour up there. So, we have a taunt in the way. It's protecting our face, thankfully. And we're slowly building up a bit of a board of our own. Continues to armour up, but taking himself closer to fatigue. Will he go face here? I suspect. Oh no, he'd already attacked. Okay, sure. See what we get. Jade Idol, Jade Behemoth, Jade Idol. Feels pretty good. Happy to throw everything away here.
This'll be good.
Armouring up feels pretty important at this juncture now, actually. Next turn, we can stabilise by playing Jade Behemoth, so that protects our face from his hero power. But he's now going to be taking fatigue damage every single turn.
Come dance to my song.
What's interesting is we've not found Malfurion yet. And we're nearly out of cards. So Malfurion appears to be right at the bottom of our deck. Happy to trade, not wanting to take any chances here. And as he now goes into fatigue, we're just going to keep shuffling Jade Idols into our deck. We're going to go infinite, and he's going to be dead. So, feels really amazing when you can beat a combo druid. And maybe in order to combat combo druid, maybe Jade Druid will make a bit of a comeback. Because, like Control Warrior, it stands a good chance of surviving a combo. Maybe what I should put in this deck are Dirty Rats to try and disrupt combo. But there's Malfurion, late to the party. And we're now setting up a board that we can buff with branching paths. It's surprising how many times that card had got me lethal. It's interesting. Very, very useful. The armor gain, the attack buff, so flexible. Okay, so all hail Tony's Jade Druid deck. Tony, if you're watching this, I would like to hail you because this deck has been working out so well for me. I'm undefeated with this deck. And, okay, I know, the next question you're going to ask is, how many games have you played? Yeah, only 6, so a ridiculously small sample size, I know. But when you're moving between rank 5 and rank 4, winning 6 in a row is a big, big deal, right? This deck has proven its ability to combat other meta decks. It's worked for me against Combo Druid, it's worked against even Shaman, and it's worked against aggro paladin. So what more can I ask for at the very start of the September season? So thanks again to Tony for this deck, and thank you to all of you for your support. What I'd appreciate is some comments in the comments section, and the question I'm going to ask is, Dirty Rat, does Dirty Rat have a place in this deck? And if we are including Dirty Rat to fight off those combo druids, what would we take out for Dirty Rat? Potentially double Dirty Rat, maybe a thing to consider. The second question is, do we even need Dirty Rat, given we've got all of this armor gain and poison seeds, spreading plague? The ability to disrupt their combo is perhaps not needed if you can outlast the damage that they do from their combo. With the armor gain and then the poison seeds to kill off the wide boards that they create. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.